political formations to recommit ourselves to the struggle that we have championed all these years. It's on that note that I take this great honor and opportunity to welcome all of you, the leaders of different institutions that constitute this formidable consortium that is advancing the struggle. You are most welcome in your respective capacities as you have been introduced here. Ladies and gentlemen, the crisis we are contending with is well known to us. All of us have a fair knowledge of what we are dealing with. If we are talking about a broken country, we are talking about a failed state, we are talking about a captured nation, we are talking about a disempowered civilian authority, we are talking about corruption or abuse or plunder of our resources and so on and so on. All that is known to us. What is it that is making us assemble this morning here? It's not about, and make no mistake, members of the press and all of you Ugandans, make no mistake to interpret this as a new platform. No. Don't ascribe anything strange to this struggle. No. We are not here to announce anything related with formation of a new platform. No. It's a continuation of the struggle that we have been pursuing all these years. And it's the reason we have been having engagements all through to appreciate the differences we have in our different political formations, and also appreciate that we all have individual ambitions. But in a house which is on fire, it is only foolhardy on your part to pursue those selfish ambitions. It's the reason we are assembled this morning to put the country before us. We are putting all our political differences, all our different interests to say Uganda belongs to all of us. The reason you are seeing a wide spectrum of different shades of political persuasion. What unites us is the mission to rescue our country from the precipice, to rescue our country from the cliff where it is today. And the call we are making, all of you, let's rally behind this particular cause. It's our call. We have a document which passes off as the Constitution. Unfortunately, it's an illusory document. In Article 1 of that particular document, there is that provision, which was well known to all of us, that this country, that power belongs to the people. Unfortunately, we are contending with a situation where power does not reside within the owners of this country, and it resides elsewhere, and that is the crux of the matter. It's one person, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and his family, who are holding on to this nation, and it's the commitment we are making to rally behind that particular cause to rescue our country. We are not here to liquidate our parties or form a merger. No, we are not merging political entities. Neither are we liquidating them. It's an appreciation, and we are making a call to all Ugandans, regardless of our differences, all of you, that please let us all sing in unison. I hesitate to say it cannot be again said that Uganda is under captivity as we talk right now. So the persecution that is going on, the oppression that we are all facing, the enforced disappearance of many of our people, of our loved ones, and so on and so forth, is one thing that should unite us. Finally, as I emphasize this particular point, there is no political dispensation that engenders free competition of all political forces. No, it's not possible. That NOP here, the FDC, JEMA, UPC, CP here, ANTI, and all these other formations, that we can freely compete for political space. It's not possible. So, in that kind of situation, the only logical thing we have to do is to come together as a united front. And that's what we have been pursuing all along. Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has already rolled out his program for 2026. His team is already assembled to deliver victory to him 2026. And we have started their work in earnest. The Justice Byewasubidwa team, you know for sure Justice Byewasubidwa, for intents and purposes, ought to be at the Constitutional Court. He shouldn't be at the Electoral Commission. If you passed by the corridors of the Constitutional Court there, he is on the list of the judges, justices, that he is on a mission somewhere. But he took leave. Can you imagine having leave of all those years? The first term he served as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, he was on leave. Now leave has been extended for another period of how many years? 7 years. Blatant violation of the Constitution, you know for sure. So that commission cannot deliver a free and fair electoral process, cannot uphold the will of the people. It's the reason we have to focus our attention on recovery of our sovereignty, of getting back the authority of the people to ourselves. So I must commend all the leaders who have assembled this morning here for your courage. I know there are factors militating all of us, but my call to all of you, the FDC in particular who are here, my call to all of you, let us embrace the vision of working together to deliver our country from the doldrums. That is my call to all of you. This should be the guiding factor. We have always championed this struggle under Article 3 of the Constitution, which is a command to all of us. You know the dictates in Article 3 of the Constitution. It's a command to all Ugandans. So we demand that all of you, please, the friction should end. This unnecessary attack against one another is not helpful at all. So it's a call to all of you, please, the FDC, let us direct our daggers against Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his family. All of you. That is our call to all of you. I want to use this very opportunity again to commit the party, the FDC, the progressive members of the FDC, because I really said in all our formations, we have that dichotomy, that divide in many of our formations, the progressive forces and the retrogressive forces. For us, we have made a commitment, we are not going to be detracted by any retrogressive forces. So a call is made to all the progressive FDCs. Please, this is a call to all of you. Sectarian call. The command under the Constitution is that, please, let's focus our attention on rescuing our country, our motherland, from wherever it is under captivity. That is a call to all of you. And with those remarks, I take this opportunity once again to welcome all of you. You are most most welcome. You are most welcome. And please listen to the statements that are going to come from all these leaders as we chart a way forward for our motherland. May God bless you for God and my country.
Political party leaders, fellow country women and men, members of the press, I'm here to read a joint statement by the United Forces of Change at the beginning of the year 2024. Fellow country women and men, as you will recall, on the 22nd of August 2022, the Forces of Change converged at Hotel Africana and addressed the nation on the political, economical, and social crisis in our country. We also announced our joint commitment to working together in pursuing the freedom of our people. Since then, we have worked together on different activities with the objective of weakening and eventually bringing an end to the reign of terror that has characterized our nation for close to 4 decades. It is without doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that from the time we addressed the nation in 2022, the crisis in our country has continued to worsen. The regime has continued to undermine and violate citizens' rights with impunity. Many Ugandans continue to be abducted, tortured, or held under illegal detention. Extrajudicial killings that are never investigated have continued to take place. The trial of political activists in military courts has continued. The right to property continues to be grossly undermined, epitomized by massive land grabbing. The economy is in a dire state. Poverty levels have increased. Commodity prices have gone up. Our people continue to die of poverty, hunger in different parts of the country. The abounding opportunities in this country notwithstanding. The quality of public service has been steadily deteriorating, mostly healthcare and education. On account of shadow works and unvetted corruption, public infrastructure in many parts of the country has given way. Many roads in our country are impassable. While this is happening, General Museveni, his family, and a few cronies continue to live large at the expense of the taxpayers. They continue to borrow billions of shillings to facilitate that expenditure, loans which the poor people of Uganda will have to pay back for many years. This crisis is aggravated by General Museveni's blatant disregard for the democratic rights of the people of Uganda. His recent appointment of openly NRM cadres to the Electoral Commission speaks of his and his family's intention to hold on to power illegally at all costs. Therefore, fellow citizens, the United Forces of Change would like to call upon the people of Uganda to rise up and assert their will. No dictator, I repeat, however strong, can win over popular sovereignty. A people united can never be defeated. Our part as pro-democracy political leaders, we shall expand our effort to engage the population through different activities and in different places across the country, with a view of galvanizing the population to assert themselves. However, this work will not be done by political leaders only. It will be done by all citizens who love this country. We call upon the religious and traditional leaders, members of the academia, members of the business community, men and women in uniform, members of professional and workers' associations, and all Ugandans to rise to the occasion and demand that this crisis comes to the end. It is important to emphasize that this is not an electoral platform, but a struggle platform, bringing together citizens of all persuasions. We shall announce the specific activities from time to time, beginning with this Thursday. This Thursday, we would like to announce to the public that you are all aware of the dire situation we are in terms of infrastructure. Everywhere you go in the city, our roads are impassable. We have potholes that can qualify to be lakes. We can even do fishing in our roads. We are announcing to the nation that wherever there is a pothole in the roads that you are using, on Thursday, the forces of change, together with all citizens of Uganda, let us do something. Let us show the world that enough is enough. And that while we use roads that are detrimental to our health and are affecting our mobility, the guests are only allowed to use the better part of the roads that we have in the country at our expense. We are to pay for the roads because those roads, majority of them are constructed on loans. These loans, it's the Ugandans that will pay them. We need to do this so that the visitors can know that while they are using the better roads, the citizens who will pay those taxes are using bad roads. So wherever you are, get a banana plant, put it into a pothole, get fish, take care of the fish in the ditches, go get mayuni, plant, and so we can also beautify our potholes in another style. In the same way, we shall be conserving our environment. So we call upon the citizens of Uganda on Thursday. It is going to be the first activity that we are taking once again, in addition to this. Then on Monday, we shall be having joint prayers in Iganga. And then on Tuesday, we shall again be having joint prayers in Lira. We call upon all Ugandans to join us. While some activities will be carried out jointly, individual entities will also proceed with their own activities as long as they are intended to achieve our common objective and mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you, and once again, greetings from the Alliance for National Transformation. You are all welcome. Kyemanyi bannaffe ab'amawulire bajja kusaba Luganda Bite. Wadde Luganda lwange si lulungi nnyo naye tuli Bannayuganda. Kyetaagisa nti tubeere nga tuli ready essaawa zonna okutegeeza buli omu kiki ekiri mu ggwanga. Tuli wano olwaleero nga forces of change. Okuwaayo statement yaffe eraga nti era tukyali bamativu okulaba ntukolera wamu. Eno statement tugiwaayo olwaleero naye si yeesoose. Tuli wano olwaleero luno olukungaana lwe tulina ludda ku olwo lwe twalina mu Hotel Africana on 22nd of August 2022 nga tutegeze eggwanga nga bwe tugenda kukolera wamu. Ebibiina byaffe eby'enjawulo ne bisalamu nti tugenda kukolera wamu ng'abantu abalwanirira eddembe ly'Abannayuganda, abantu abalowooza nti ekimala kimala, dictator asaana agenda. Kati olwaleero tuli wano bategeeza ntujja kubeera nga tubawayo pulogulaamu buli kaseera eraga nga bwe tugenda okukola activities ez'enjawulo. Era luno olutabaalo si lwa bakulembeze ba political parties bokka, luno olutabaalo olwaffe ng'Abannayuganda. Ate tukonga Abannayuganda mwenna gye muli nti muveeyo mu bungi mwegatte ku ffe tukolere wamu tununule eggwanga lyaffe. Si kya buntu bulamu okubeera nga mugamba tuli nammwe tubalaba tubawagira tubasapootinga nga mutudde, kubanga kino kibuyaga bwe kiba kiyitawo ne dictator bw'aba ng'akola by'akola tafayo wadde obadde otudde wuwo oba obadde tobifuddeeko. Bonna ab'Enalumanya ne Basalumanya bagendera mu kavuyo. Tuli wano okuvumirira ne sekuvumirira ebigenda mu ggwanga lyaffe ebityobola eddembe ly'abannansi. Mukimanyi bulungi nnyo nti abantu baffe bakyali mu makomera naddala ba political activists. Buli lukya babatwala mu detention centers ezitamanyiganyi mu constitution, ebirala babatwala mu kooti z'amagye, era ezo kooti z'amagye si kooti z'abantu ababulijjo nga ffe. Ebyo byonna tuze wano bivumirira. Nogamba nti Bannayuganda bonna gye muli mumanyi nti temukyayina bintu bye muyina. Buli lukya abalina maanyi naddala abo abali mu President Museveni's government babbye ettaka. Bannayuganda tewakyali Munnayuganda ayinza agenda mu bbanga nti aweeyo ekyapa ky'ettaka lye afune looni naye ayeebezeewo ng'omuntu, kubanga kyo ekibba ettaka kiyitiridde. Bannayuganda twewola ssente buli lukya, naye ezo ssente ze twewola ziyitira mu corruption era zibeerawo okulabirira amaka ga President Museveni n'okumubeezawo mu buyinza emirembe n'emirembe. Tuze wano kivumirira nogamba tugenda kwegatta wamu tulabe nti tukwatagane tulwanyise embeera ezo tutuuke mu Uganda gye twagala, te Uganda gye tulaba nti buli omu asobola kweyiiya n'ayeebezawo ate ffenna ne tutambulira wano mu muswaga etuweesa ekitiibwa ng'abannansi. Ikonomi y'eggwanga kuva lwe twali mu meeting eya 22nd August 2020 embeera zigenda zikyuka, emiwendo gy'ebintu egenze waggulu, buli kintu kyonna olabira ddala nti kiri wansi nnyo, embeera zaffe ng'abannansi zeeraliikiriza. Naye ebyo byonna nga bibaawo tulaba nti Dictator Museveni buli kyakola kiraga nti tayagala kuva ku ntebe. Ye n'amaka ge n'abo abatono abalya ku ssente ze bakola buli kisoboka okulaba nti Museveni afiira mu buyinza. Bwe tulaba appointments ezibaddewo juzi eza Electoral Commission ng'olabira ddala nti abantu abali mu kakiiko kali ak'okulonda bonna bali cadres aba NRM. Kati ffe nitwebuuza bw'oba ng'ogenda mu competition n'omuntu naye ate era abagenda kusalawo bonna nga baludda lumu, ekyo kiba kiraga ki? Kiraga nti tali ready okuva mu bukulembeze, ye ali ready ne family ye okubeera mu bukulembeze at all costs. Kati kino kitusaba ffe ng'abannansi naddala abali mu okusaba enkyukakyuka mu ebyo byonna nti twegatte tukolere wamu, Bannayuganda bonna musituke mumanye nti obuyinza mubwediza, kubanga ye ssemateeka w'eggwanga atuwa obuyinza mu article esooka egamba nti power belongs to the people. So tuli wano Abannayuganda okubawa essuubi nti ffe tusazeemu okukolera wamu, nammwe tubasaba mukolere wamu tulwanyise bwese kimalira, tulwanyise embeera embi ze tulina, tulwanyise dictatorship eya President Museveni. Ate era buli kaseera tujja kuba nga tubagamba activities ze tugenda kukola jointly ng'abo abali mu forces of change. Mu kusooka Olwokuna tulina program eyogera ku nguudo zaffe, buli omu gy'ali Uganda yonna okutwaliza wamu enguudo mbi naddala wano mu kibuga kyo tugiyita capital naye bw'ogiraba ate era Bannayuganda bangi batera nnyo okubuuza nti mwe muli in charge of the city, mukimanye nti obuyinza obukola city okugirabira n'okugidabiriza bwadda wa General Museveni. So mbasaba nti musituke wona woli laba nti ebyo binnya biri mu nguudo. Kwata ekitooke ogisimbe, kwata amayuuni ogasimbe, kwata ebyenyanja tulabe nga bwe tuvuba. Lumonde simba mu binnya kubanga tetuyinza bireka ne bibeerawo nga tetuyina bintu bye tubikozesa. Mukimanyi nti sometimes ezo zibeera breeding places eza mosquitoes, ate nga bwegenda mu health care yaffe era nayo nfu. So twegasse wano obalaga nti Thursday ekyo kijja kubaawo. Monday next week tujja kuba tugenda Iganga for joint prayers. On Tuesday tuba tugenda Lira for joint prayers as well. Naye ate era bwe tukola bino jointly tujja kuba ebirala nga tubikola at our individual party level. So mwena Abannayuganda n'abo bonna abagala enkyukakyuka abakkiririza mu Uganda empya tubayita mujje twegatte, twekembe, tulwanise obwavu, tulwanise bano abadictator, tulwanise ebibi bye tulaba mu Uganda yaffe. Mukama atukuume.
Toyanziza nnyo honde bulungi era omulamu ndowooza ffenna twagutegedde bulungi. Kyabagambye ku Thursday this week tugenda kubanga tusimbula. Ffe twasimbudde dda. Thursday oba olina amayuuni oba olinayo amatooke tugenda tutandikiraawo. Ku Monday abayiganga twabagambye tujja. Ku Lwokubiri tugenda kubeera erira. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, allow me to at this juncture invite the president of PPPPP. PPPP, the secretary. PPP. PPP. Okay, to come and address us. And I first talk in English, then.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam, for mentioning my party with the 5 Ps. With the 5 Ps, but you are not the first one to mention them with the 5. Some mention them with the 7, some with the 2. But there are 3 Ps. Your Excellency the President, our statesman, Dr. Kanuchiza Besige, the Lord Mayor, the President of the OPC, the representatives from all the other political parties and formations, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, first of all, to introduce my Secretary General, Mr. David O.P. Alira from Tororo. Mr. President and all leaders, I call this as a historical day, another historical day, both in terms of our political development as opposition, but also in terms of mourning for this country. Because it is time to mourn if we are still gathering to unite and fight a dictator. After losing almost 500,000 individuals, Ugandan citizens, in the bush war that Dr. Chiza Besige and his colleagues participated in. If we are still convening to unite to fight a dictator, we must mourn this country. We must mourn. But I'm also saying it is historical positively because we are still having the courage to convene here as a team. I heard the Lord Mayor saying that this is not a new formation and nobody should take it as such. But, Honorable Lord Mayor, I want to allay your fears. Even if they call it a new formation, for me it is not a problem. Because whenever you engage in a struggle like this, at every moment in time you have to reinvent yourself. You have to reinvent yourself.
Thank you so much, Honorable Karuhanga and the Deputy Mulodi, our principals, colleague leaders, ladies and gentlemen. I firstly will apologize for coming late. I did inform our principals that it was important for our voice to be captured as we were having the appointments committee this morning. It's very important to be on record, even when you know there are challenges. And even when our colleagues on the other end do have the numbers to eventually pass, whatever it is that is brought before us, it's important for our voice to be on record. During Tojikwata call, I see a couple of our leaders who are in Parliament, the Honorable Chagulanyi, the Honorable Mwijuche, of course, Mama Winikiza, and other colleagues. They were on record. Eventually, it passed as it did, but it's important that the record captures that there were people who were saying enough to say no. And that's the duty that I was attending to earlier on this morning. Colleagues, we are here because it's important for us to be here and unite around this very important cause. The people of Uganda have for a very long time gone ahead of us. Sometimes as political leaders, we might have a bit of bickering here and there. There are those challenges at different levels. But the people of Uganda have always been united around what it is that they want. They want change. They want a better country. They want to go to hospital and find medicine. They want service delivery. They want a Uganda that works for all of them. And I want to thank God that as leaders, we are listening to the rallying call of Ugandans to unite around that cause. Because that cause is important. That cause is bigger than an election. Sometimes you get entangled into the electioneering process. Joint candidate at I don't know what level and so on. The people of Uganda are interested in bigger than that. They want a better country. And as leaders, let's not stand in the way of the people of Uganda. Sometimes we can be the stumbling block. And so I want to call upon my colleague leaders. Let's be the wind beneath the wing of Ugandans who are saying we want change. And my hope for us in Parliament, we'll keep connecting as leaders. I want to say thank you to all my colleague leaders in Parliament. We are a united front and we'll keep uniting. There might be some uncoordinated movement of troops as you will see along the way. Those are expected. But the bigger bulk is together because what we want is more similar than that which it is that separates us. So we look forward to a lot more engagements. And we want to finally call on the people of Uganda out there to be involved in this. You see, as leaders, we can only play a particular role. And by God's grace, we shall play that role. But we call upon the people of Uganda, wherever it is that you are, please play your part, please do rise up. Again, I make reference to Toju Patako. Our leaders in Parliament did play their part. They raised their voice. But as the people of Uganda, did we play our part? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So let's not just look at the leaders and hope that they are the ones going to fix our issues. No, the leaders can only play their part. And as the leaders, we must play our part. But as we play our part, we call upon Ugandans out there, wherever you are. Whether you are elite, the elite people normally annoy Dr. Kizaresi, and I agree with him. Sometimes as the elite want to speak too much English, you find analysts, I call them armchair analysts, in their offices, analyzing and saying, this thing of these people getting together, no, it is non-functional, it will not work, I don't know what. They are seated in their air-conditioned offices. They have no idea what's happening around the country. So let's get together for this cause. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, the leader of opposition, Honorable Muhindo.
Our power! People power! People power! Our power! Our power! People power!
People power! Our power!
People power!
NUP!
Everywhere!
And everywhere!
NUP!
Council Warubiri, I salute you. Like our Lord Jesus Christ said, we didn't come to destroy but make it better. So now tubulianga tugamba everywhere, twaga kutukira ddala everywhere. I was just about to complain, Omulodi, nazo gwe bayise mu Luganda. Edi mutu abantu bagamba Oluzungu twaluyiga. The giant of the struggle for freedom and democracy in Uganda, Dr. Kizza Besigye, fellow leaders, the Right Honorable Leader of Opposition, comrades in the struggle, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you. So much has been said, so much is going to be said. Just yesterday, I spoke to the nation, and I spoke quite about a lot that has been said here. So, in the interest of time, I will not go so much into it, well knowing that most speakers, especially the noble Dr. Kizza Besigye, will speak more on it in detail and even more eloquently. However, today I want to focus my words on the call for action. As you heard the Omulodi said, ekiddako. So oba obadde olwonsulamu nange kandukusuulemu. Today, among the things we are here to say is to call the nation to action. Yesterday, I gave my comments about the shameless nature of General Museveni now appointing openly NRM stooges to adjudicate an election where he is competing. Of course, that should not surprise us anymore. I spoke, and I also want to add a few words on the ongoing non-aligned movement summit. It is indeed meant to be a blessing to Uganda if Uganda was well governed, but it has turned into a curse. So to all of you that are attending the NAM summit, you are actually a curse to our nation. It's because of that summit that more than 3,000 businesses have been either disrupted or completely closed. You have seen businesses disrupted, many of our people rounded up and detained, just like it was in the days of Chogam. Today, transport has been completely disrupted. We as nationals who pay the taxes, we are not allowed to use the roads that we pay taxes for. So it is a curse other than a blessing. And as if that's not annoying enough, it's a further shame to see some democratic leaders coming to Uganda hosted by an illegitimate leader. You are being hosted by a man that has captured us on gunpoint. He's not a legitimate leader, so you are here to endorse oppression against the Ugandans. You're here to endorse dictatorship. We know that there will be a day when we shall have summits that will be beneficial to the businesses of Uganda and to the people, and will bring pride to Uganda. I mean, are you not surprised to see that Museveni's minister is ordering us to smile as you pass our roads? Tetujja bisinikayo. So we are here to call you to action, ladies and gentlemen. I want to focus my words on a call to action and citing Article 3 of our Constitution,
Article 3 of the Ugandan Constitution commands us. It is to the effect that it is not only a responsibility, but it's a duty that we rise up and we use whatever means at our disposal to restore constitutional rule. I mean whatever means. That means according to our constitution, it is even acceptable to pick up guns and restore constitutional rule. And clearly, General Museveni has abused constitutional rule. He has abused all tenets of the rule of law in Uganda. So any means used to dislodge Museveni, any means used to restore constitutional rule and the rule of law are acceptable as per our constitution. However, for us as political leaders, we believe in non-violence. Therefore, we are only calling for constitutional means, at least so far. Ndoza nebombiza mu Luganda wane sawa z'oluzungu nazo ziweddeyo. Basebo ne bannyabo olwaleero ebigambo byange bijja kuba bitono. Olunaku lwajjo nayogeddeko eri eggwanga ebisinga ne mbyogerako era nkakasa nti bakulembeze bannange bagenda byogerako. Nkakasa nti Dr. Kizza Besigye agenda byogerako ate mu ngeri entangaavu ennyo, so saagala kubipreemptinga, saagala oba oliawo kusala ku byandyogedde. Twayogedde ku nsonga ya Mwami Museveni okuba ng'alonda bayesmaani be okuba nti be bakulira akakiiko k'ebyokulonda, akakiiko akalina okuba nga keetengeredde. Ekyo nno kya buswavu naye tekirina twewuunyisa kubanga Mwami Museveni kati buli kaleya ak'ensonyi agenze akeeyambula, naye kitukoze bulungi nti kiragize ensi muntu ki atufuga olunaku lwaleero. Twayogedde ku lukiiko olugenda mu maaso olwa non-aligned movement oluli mu genda maaso olutojere munyonyo kati. Enkiiko bwe zityo zandibadde nga nnungi mu nsi ekulemberwa mu mateeka kubanga kitegeeza abagenyi bwe bava ebweru tuba tugenda kufuna omukisa okutunda ebintu byaffe. Sente ziva ebweru w'eggwanga ziba zigenda kujja mu ggwanga. Tuba tugenda kufuna omukisa ogulaga bye tulina ebyobusuubuzi, ebyobulambuzi n'empisa zaffe ne kalcha zaffe n'ennono zaffe. Bannayuganda baba bagenda kunyumirwa naye olukiiko lwandibadde ng'omukisa ate lwafuuse ekikolimo eri bannayuganda. Mulabye nti bizinesi ezisukka mu 3,000 zaataataaganyiziddwa oba okuggalwawo. Amayumba g'abantu mangi gaggaliddwa, amalala gaamenyeddwa. Bannayuganda bangi baayooleddwa, naddala bano abatalina we basula bonna bali mu makomera era nga bwe kyali mu kyogamu. Mulabye gavumenti ya Museveni bwekozesa ssente empitirivu ez'omuwa omusolo nga baddaabiriza enguudo naye ate nga nakyo bakikola mu ngeri y'agadirenga lye. Era nkakasa gye bujja mugenda kutandika okubiraba mu mawulire sikando ku sikando, ono yabbye bwe ziti, ono yakozesezza bwe ziti, n'ebyo mubadde mulaba ku social media muze mubiraba. Njagala n'okutwala omukisa guno okutegeeza bonna baze mu lukiiko olwo nti omuntu eyabayise talina buyinza bayita kubanga tali mu buyinza mu mateeka. Yandibadde abaaniriza ali wano. Kale nno okujja kwammwe tekutugasiza ng'eggwanga wabula kutunyigiriza bunyigiriza okutuuka nga tetusobola nakozesa nguudo zaffe naddala ffe abasasula omusolo bannansi. Olwaleero ebigambo byange njagala bisimba ku kubakunga kwekyanga. Nze saagala kulonzalonza, ndi wano kubakumamu muliro kwekalakaasa. Tuli wano ffe be mulaba mpozi ng'omukufa avuddeyo nabyeka naye tuli wano bakumamu muliro kwekyanga. Mwami enanga oba omulala ayinza otukwotinga n'agamba oke baba bazizza omusango babadde bakumamu bantu muliro. Ye tuli mukumamu bantu muliro kwekyanga kwekalakaasa mu mateeka. njagala bajukiza mwenna bannayuganda nti kati omulamwa gwe tuliko gwa kusimba lunwe ku nnyingo namba 3 ya constitution etulagira ffenna tetukunga bukunzi wabula etulagira si bulimu waffe wabula buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe kitukakatako okukozesa buli ngeri yonna yonna esoboka okuzzaawo obukulembeze obugoberera amateeka obukulembeze obugoberera constitution okukozesa engeri yonna yonna. Njagala leero mumanye nti constitution ya Uganda ebakkiriza n'okukwata emmundu bwe muba musobola okuzzaawo enfuga ey'amateeka. Lweffe tetukkiriza mu violence, tetukkiriza mu kuyiwa musaayi. Ensonga lwaki tubakunga kozesa nkola za mirembe, nkola ziri non-violent. Naye ate nze ng'omuntu sibagaana mmwe abasobola okukola ki? Naye nga ffe tuli wano okubakunga to non-violently rise up unarmed and assert your will and restore constitutional rule. Tubakunga okola buli kimu kye musobola. Mbadde ndaba ku social media abasinga mwasookayo nadda. Tetusimbudde busimbuzi kati, twasimbula dda naye tubadde tukyasondalo ne kati tukyasondalo. Nammwe gye muli twagala obbazaamu amaanyi. Omulwadde w'ekibuga kyogedde tetuli wano jasigatta bibiina byabufuzi, tuli banjawulo era tetuli wano kwogera ku nsonga ya kulonda kuba obaoliawo ezo ensonga tetunazikwataganako tetunazikanyako, naye kyetukanyako kiri important ti ffenna buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe okukunga bannayuganda oba oli wa kibiina ki oba toassociatinga na political party yonna yonna, naye bw'oba oyagala ensi yo bw'oba oli munnayuganda nga kikwatako kikakatako naawe olina omugaso. Bannayuganda bangi nnyo abakola enjawulo mu ggwanga nga si ba political leaders, nga si ba MPs, tebakulembera ebibiina byonna byonna, tebalina yonna yonna gye bassociatinga politically, naye bannayuganda ensi yabwe bakakatako. Bannaye temubitulekera bino. Bino si bya bapolitician bokka, buli munnayuganda kikakatako. Betaresi yakitugamba luli njagala nekibajjukiza leero bw'oba tofaayo ku nsi yo ngeri gye kulemberwa gwe musiru asinga. Kibakakatako olunaku lwayo tetusobola kutambulira makubo gaffe kubanga abagwira abagenyi bali mu gatambulirako. Olunaku lwaleero mulaba amakubo gaffe bwe gali, mulaba nti bakwata ne langi ne bagisiiga mu ttaka kubanga bagezaako okupaintinga ekifaananyi nti muli bulungi. Mwawulidde minisita Museveni nga bagamba mudde kukumusinika amannyo basobole okumanya nti temuli mu kunyigirizibwa. Njagala ebbagaba okunga temubisinikayo, in fact munyiige. Tukyogeddeko wano era njagala nange okwongera eddoboozi lyange ku nsonga eyo. Ekimu ku bizibu bye tubadde nabyo ge makubo agalinga agalimu entaana buli woyita. Tubasaba amakubo ago mutandikire okwekalakaasa mu ddembe, asobola kyosobola okukola mu kkubo eryo kikolemu. Oba osimba mu kitooke oba okola mu ki, eryo ddembe eryo constitution etukkiriza okwekalakaasa mu ddembe. Bannange mwekalakaase. Constitution etukkiriza okukola ekintu kyonna kyonna mu mateeka. Njagala okumaliriza nga mbagamba nti gavumenti ya Museveni newono twandibadde tetuyiriiwo mukimanyi bulungi nnyo singa baatukubye dati ya gaasi, naye kubanga bali mu kuteekako feesi baagala okulaga tibakkiriza n'abaposition okusinkana. Kaakati njagala mukozese eno chance mubalalise, mukozese eno chance mubalalise. Bw'abawo empisa omuntu z'atakola omutaiminga we banaamulabira mujja kuba okufuna chance eno endala. So yonna yonna gy'oli munnayuganda, oba oli omukuffe oba toli omukuffe, oba oli munnabyabufuzi oba tobiriimu, labisa mu ngeri yonna yonna esobola. Oba owanika kipande nga bayitawo n'ogamba bannange tuli basibe, oba mwoganye ne mugamba abo babbi kuba abatufuga babbi, Museveni mubbi n'abantu abamwetoolodde babbi. So tubasaba muveeyo yonna gye muli, so tujagenda mu maaso nga tukwataganira wamu. Puroguramu yaffe bagibabuulidde nga NUP tweyama okukola
byonna kye tusobola nga ffe era nga tukwatidde wamu ne bannaffe bonna bonna abaagala enkyukakyuka. Tujja kwegatta mu buli program eneebeerawo eneeyamba ocreating awareness n'okunafuya Mwami Museveni nga tukola bye tukola ate nga tukola bye tukola ne bannaffe bonna. Nammwe njagala obbakunga bannange mwenna abali mu pati zaffe ez'enjawulo. Ebiseera bingi nnyo tubadde tugezaako okukwatagana ffe abakulembeze ate nga mmwe mutuuzoganya. Tukwatagana ate nga mweno musojjasojja kubanga oyagala obwa kansala kubanga oyagala obwa meya obwa MP nga mwemakinga sure tetukwatagana. Ye mmwe balaba abasinga. Buli kintu kye tukola buli we mulaba nga tetukola kiyamba eggwanga nga kinafuya Museveni mutwegatteko temutunafuya mutwongere amaanyi tukwatagane temutwawula kuba abasinga otwawula mmwe bamembazi baffe. Bwe munaatuyamba okukwatagana ne mutuyamba okwesigaŋŋana okukwatagana ne tuviira ddala ku mukulembeze asemba waggulu paka ku mukulembeze asooka wansi kijja twangwira bassebo ne bannyabo. Mwebale nnyo okumpuliriza ku lwa Katonda n'ensi yange.
Very much. And your voice, Uganda. One people. Ra. People power. Our power. Thank you. Everything has been said. Let me first thank God that God is good. All the time. And all the time. Let's give him a clap. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everything has, I believe, been said. It's with immense gratitude that I am here on this day amongst all these heroes to once again give hope to our country. I want to thank you, President Robert Kyagulanyi. You could not have said any better. What next? He was challenged. Kiki ekiddako? Waliwo atakyamanya ekiddako? Nobody can claim not to know what next. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know, just for emphasis, that since Uganda became Uganda, and that's by the British, our people have never had power. We wrote it in the Constitution, but they did not get the power. Say power belongs to them, but definitely they don't have any power. The institutions of state through which their power should be exercised do not work for them. All the institutions of state, as my colleagues have said, were captured. They don't serve them. That's why the representatives of people in parliament can be attacked in broad daylight, beaten, arrested from their parliament, tortured, and nothing happens. That's why people's courts that derive power directly from the people can be attacked in broad daylight, and people injured, bleeding in the courts, and nothing happens. All institutions of state are captured. They were talking about the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is thoroughly captured. It can never organize a free and fair election. It can't. Even if actually they did not appoint the cadres, it's just because we have somebody who is a terrified dictator who cannot even allow anything to chance. But even if he didn't appoint his candidates as the electoral commissioners, the electoral commission as an institution is still captured. The trouble in Uganda is that the captor, the one who captured all these, is also a very, very, evil captor. Because even in the countries where there is no democracy, you can have a leader who thinks about his people. You can have a dictator that serves people. People have been saying here that Idi Amin was not elected, and he wasn't. Idi Amin was not even educated. But the things that Museveni, who has been in power for 40 years, is using, a lot of them are Idi Amin's. The soldiers he's so proud of are living in the barracks built by Idi Amin. And many other things that Idi Amin did, which this one has undone. So we are so unlucky that we got a terrible dictator. Because some dictators can also be good and provide for people. Ours is not among those. That's why when he's going between Entebbe and Kampala, they close off everything so that he alone is on the road, fearing his own people. So we have a predator in charge of a country, devouring what they would be serving. So that's why our uniting here today is critical, and as has been under which a person is coming from. I've been saying for a very long time that there are two Ugandas. The Uganda of those who are very well off, who don't know what is going on, the ones who are being protected from the ones who are bad off. All of us in this Uganda, the terrorized Uganda, we must develop unique comradeship. It's not just uniting here to talk, but wherever we find each other, if you have one commando, break it into two for your brother who has nothing to eat. We need that unique togetherness, unity, on the basis of which we can liberate our country. Secondly, I just want to assure you, those who think they are powerful and have power only have it because you allow them to have it. Are we together? Yes. People are only powerful or have power because they are allowed to have power. If we unite and say we no longer recognize you as our leader, we will not serve you, we will not associate with you, we will not have anything to do with you, that is the end. And that is our next mission. The next mission must be to isolate and exclude and disempower those who captured our power. And we can, and we should, we must. These actions we are talking about, which have been talked about here, let them be the beginnings of rebuilding confidence in our people that this is their country and that they can do something about their country. Because our people have been so terrified that they have lost confidence in their citizenship. Thank you for commanding, President Kyagulanyi, that people from today must look at Article number 3 and do everything in their power. Wherever you are, you do everything in your power. Let us not hear again, Mutugambachi, Tubagambi. We have told you today what you need to do. You are not going to do it alone. We are going to do it together. We are going to do it together. On Thursday, we shall be out there. We shall be out there. You will not be alone. And how much power do they have to stop us? On Thursday, they may go and surround Honorable Kyagulanyi's home. How many homes can they surround? So if they surround Honorable Kyagulanyi's home, don't even go there. You go to do what you need to do, and they will be forced to come. The way to free anybody they encircle is to do what you need to do. They will have to run away from where they are encircling. How many homes can they encircle? Everybody, you can be a Bobi wine wherever you are. You don't need to, because we should not wait for some people to do anything. We are the people we have been waiting for. Tewali balala, fetu abalina okukola ki? Okukyekolera. No foreigner is going to liberate us. It is us to liberate ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose that has been served today is, I believe, twofold. One, to declare the unity of the suffering people of Uganda. That's the first. Secondly, to say that these suffering people of Uganda are now coming for their power. We are coming for our power. Whether you like it or not, we are coming. Let us see that starting slowly. On Thursday, do what you can. Let's see what people can start doing. But beyond that, we are going to Iganga on Monday, and on Tuesday we shall be in Lira. Let our brothers in Lalo prepare. Let our brothers in Busoga prepare. As our brothers elsewhere are warming up. Yes, wherever you are, we want you to be warming up, because we are coming. Yes, we are coming. I have said it took our ancestors, grandparents and grandparents 62 years to get rid of the Bazungu. Buganda agreement was signed in 1900, but it took 62 years to undo the Buganda agreement and Uganda to become independent of the British. 62 years. This is the 62nd year under the Bazungu government. For 62 years, we have now been under the black Bazungu, the black British. We shall be found wanting if our grandparents did it in 62 years, and we failed to do it in 62 years ourselves. With our Zungu, we can now speak English, French, Chinese, what? We have mobile phones, we can connect. Anytime you send a message, everybody knows they didn't have. So how can we fail in 62 years to liberate our country? This is the 62nd year. For me, I'm giving you a target. Say October, when the 62nd year ends, Uganda and it's free. Have a target. Yes. It will be 62 years in October. Independence and will be banange. You see, we can no longer blame Museveni after 40 years. We must start blaming ourselves. Because for him, he has everything he fought for, and he doesn't want anything to change. He's even preparing to hand over to his son. We are waiting that he also hands over to his son, and we are saying, what is this? No. 62 years later, warm up and go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all of you, leaders, activists, for the determination that has been shown so far. This is the beginning. Let us charge into the future to reclaim our country. Our country shall be free, inshallah. By the grace of God, our country shall be free. Thank you very much, and God bless you.